So this spring, this whole stretch along the home right here was just grass, and I came in and laid down cardboard over the grass and mulch and planted in these fig bushes and some butternut squash and a few other things. There's a beautyberry that's really hard to see back in there and some strawberries, and I actually ended up planting some comfrey. But I wanted to show you guys how far this came in just the course of one summer. And I'm going to show you a picture of what it looked like this spring when I was done, and how much these fig bushes have grown since then as well. So let me show you some of the mistakes that I made, and also some of the things that actually did work out well with this permaculture bed. Starting off with how well these fig bushes did over the course of the summer. They absolutely exploded with growth being in the ground in our zone 7/8. And they put on 6 feet of growth on multiple of these different fig bushes. And they set tons of figs. As you can see on this brown turkey, there's a lot. And this one I don't know the name of. It looks to be like a green fig of some kind. And this is another brown turkey. And this might be a mission fig or something else different. I'm not entirely sure. But there was another one that didn't make it, but that one was just a small little cutting with one little root on it. But as you probably are thinking, they're planted a little too closely, and that was part to do with me not having places to put them, and so I just had to put them somewhere, and this was it. But in the future, I'm probably going to take out this green fig of some kind, whatever it is, and this brown turkey, and this mission one, and just leave that brown turkey. And one thing that did really well was I planted peas at the base of all of these fig bushes, and the peas did really good and used the fig bushes as a living trellis, and I'm definitely going to do that again next year. Back here is one of the mistakes slash things I didn't think about, because you can't even see it over the weeds really, but there is a beautyberry in there, and it got shaded out by these fig bushes to the point where it hardly grew, and it didn't help that the weeds took over and encroached in the space to the point where I couldn't see it when I was trying to chop a lot of these weeds back and maintain this area just a little bit. So I'm definitely going to move that beautyberry out if I don't end up removing this fig bush and putting it somewhere else. And as you've probably noticed, I have some butternut squash right there, and over there, a couple right there, and a tiny one forming right there. And those did really well in this situation right here, to the point where I'm definitely wanting to try those again next year as well, or some other type of cucumber squash or melon. So as you can see, the weeds have taken over and grown over and through the cardboard that I laid down here, despite me laying down a lot, and to the point where it really didn't help much at all. Like, I would either lay down way more cardboard, like 3-4 layers, or not even bother and just chop and drop and like weed whack in between these next time. But the issue is it looks a little too messy for my liking, and so I definitely want to do something different. And the difference that I'm planning on doing next year is having comfrey. So my goals for this spot is actually to encourage the growth of comfrey plants all throughout this area and use it as a living mulch around these fig bushes and whatever else I decide to grow in here, and use it as chop and drop to make it so I don't have to constantly bring in material and mulch and cardboard and try to maintain this edge, and just have the comfrey plants maintain it for me, hopefully. Another problem that I experienced right here was actually the fact of this being very open to my left here, to the point where we get a ton of wind rushing through this area, and it blew away a lot of the mulch that I brought in, of like crushed up leaves and stuff like that. And heavier wood chip mulch would have been more ideal anyway, but I just didn't have access to it. But I think for neglecting this area, not watering it or doing anything except for the initial setup period and the planting and the harvesting, that this area was overall a really decent success. So I hope that helps and encourages you to try your own sort of permaculture setup where you're growing different things all in one place together in a more forest-like environment where you're mimicking a natural forest edge, because that's kind of the goal here, but I can't go overly large with things larger than those fig bushes, which those will get plenty big as it is. So thank you very much for watching to the end, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.